Hello, world, and welcome to the Quick Kick Picks presented by Burrows Talking Soccer. My name is Dave Knittel, here with my brother Christian. Christian, hello.
Hey, Dave. How's it going?
It is fantastic. You ready to talk some MLS Match Week 11.5?
I could not be more ready.
All right. Slightly different format this week. So we have a little timer here. It's going to whistle at the end when the video's done. We're going to have to stop talking for that particular game. Also, we're going to try a little bit more back and forth with this video. A little bit more, give and take. It's not just going to be Christian talking and then me talking. We're going to try to do a little brotherly love. So bear with us. We'll see how it goes. So
are we calling it brotherly love?
Yeah. I don't know what the hell we're
it's not going to be much love.
Okay. All right. So there you have it. All right. First match, we have Toronto FC hosting DC United Wednesday, May 15th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Christian, what do you think is going to happen here?
Well, Toronto actually was a big disappointment to me this week. I think the Union came in with a game plan and it worked very, very well, but Toronto looked very weak in that game, and I think DC are going to come in and do something very similar to what the Union do. I think that they have a lot of similar qualities, and DC have probably a better defense than the Union do, and Toronto's attack just looks stagnant at times.
Yeah. And Toronto also they're playing their second double game week. So they played Wednesday last week. They played the weekend. They're playing Wednesday again. I think it's starting to take a toll on them. Those early season matches in CONCACAF Champions League play, and then they were off in MLS. They're starting to make up that ground. And I think that's really starting to impact them. I'm also in agreement with you. I think DC's defense is better. They're the third best defense in the league, conceding less than a goal per game, and they have the most clean sheets in the league with 6.
I still think DC, for as good as they can be at times, have games where they really just, I feel like, valley. And I think Toronto does come into this game and gets a win at home and rebounds from that Union match, but I think it's going to be very, very tightly contested.
So I actually think it's going to be a 2-2 match. So Toronto, I think they're going to be worn down like I was talking about before, but Josie coming back into the lineup, they're just a different team with him in there. I know he only played a couple minutes this weekend. I think he gets some more time here, but DC, they're going to be a little bit fresher. They're on a better run of form, and that's why ultimately I think it ends a 2-2 draw. Anything else you want to
Yeah, I'm just going to take a 2-1 here. I think Toronto does get the job done at home, and they're not going to lose 2 games at home. They're too talented to do that.
I do want to say it is encouraging from a DC perspective. Paul Arriola getting on the score sheet for them. They have Acosta, they have Rooney. Having that third scoring option for them is absolutely enormous. And Arriola's gotten on the score sheet in a couple consecutive weeks. At least I think he's been on the score sheet over the last 2 weeks. And so that's an encouraging sign for them. And ultimately, I think it ends 2-2. Christian, anything else you would like to add?
Nope.
All right. So wait for the whistle.
Oh, it's going to be...
There it is. Okay. Fun stuff, guys. All right. Next match we are talking about is the Houston Dynamo hosting the Portland Timbers, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Christian. Or no, actually, I'm going to go first on this one. We're going to alternate back and forth.
Well, what if I want to go first?
Well, I'm going first. So both these sides are coming in off 1-0 road losses. Houston, I think, had the more impressive road loss is what I'll say. They played pretty well against a pretty stout Seattle side. That's the team that I'm thinking of, and I think it's just encouraging for them. They had a really easy schedule to start the year, and now playing a couple different opponents, it was encouraging to see them just be able to battle. Manotas and Elise up top for them continue to be impressive. Even though they didn't score, I think it was an impressive performance from them. I think Houston wins this 3-1 here. Christian, what do you think is going to happen?
I absolutely expect Houston to come out and win this game. They have one of the top, I think, points per game ratio in MLS. They've played a lot less games than a lot of other teams in the West. And if they win all their games in hand, I still believe they could take top spot. I'm not sure after the Seattle game, but it would be at least within one game. They could be within taking that top spot. Seattle are one of the best teams in MLS, and we've seen that time and time again this season. I think that they just played very well, and Houston looked very good as well on, was it Sunday night that they played?
I think so. Yeah, Sunday night.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no, Saturday night. Saturday
night.
Yeah. So I think that they're going to rebound. I think Portland are not the same type of opponent. They're much weaker defensively. And although they've gotten their act together a little bit recently, they're still not as strong as Houston. And Houston at home is just going to take them.
And I thought Portland was outplayed to start the match against Vancouver last week. I watched the early portions of that match. I think I watched the first half before I moved on to other things. And Portland was just getting outplayed by Vancouver, which isn't a great sign from a Portland perspective. And then they sort of grew into the match, but they couldn't get that goal. Who knows? Maybe their DP striker comes in, maybe he finishes the chances that they ultimately were able to create. They had 27 chances in that match, but they only put 5 on target and only 1 big chance created. So from that perspective, that's a concern from Portland. They're only averaging 1.3 goals per game, and that's why I think Houston gets this 3-1 win. Anything else, Christian?
2-0 to Houston.
2-0. All right. Next match we have is the Vancouver Whitecaps hosting Atlanta United, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Christian, what's going to happen here?
So are we done already?
No, that was still getting used to the new format here.
I think Atlanta's going to win this game. They're just heating up at the right time. Nobody wants to play them right now, and they're a scary team to face. They have incredible quality in their team, and they just started the season so poorly. They had the champions down slope year, whatever they want to call it, early on, and they're rebounding incredibly well now.
Well, I still think that they have something still looks just ever so slightly off. They're on the offensive side. On the defensive side, they've tied an MLS record, 4 consecutive clean sheets. They're going for a 5th consecutive clean sheet, which would be an MLS record. They've clearly figured out something on the defensive side of things. I think Parkhurst at left back, and no longer experimenting with Breck Shea out there has done wonders for them on that front. But again, in the attack, it was obviously good for Pity Martinez to get a goal, but they're only winning these matches, 1-0, 2-0. They're 20th in the league in goals scored. For a team with that attacking talent, that's pretty crazy to me. 1.2 goals scored per game. Anything on the Vancouver side of things?
Vancouver, just to me, are one of those teams that they're either hot or they're not, and it's more often than not hot. Wow.
How about
that sentence
that's
there?
That's a lot of odds in there. A lot of odds there.
I just don't think that they can compete with this Atlanta team right now. Atlanta, like you said, defensively are incredibly stout now. And that's where the building blocks of a team really start. And once you have that, the attacking creativity is going to come from just playing together more. They have the quality individuals. Once they learn that chemistry style, they're going to be a force, and everybody knows it.
Yeah, and on the Vancouver side of things, they have one of the least amounts of shots on target per game, one of the lowest goals scored per match, and so obviously they struggled offensively. And so with Atlanta's stout defense, I ultimately think this is a 2-1 road win for Atlanta. It's also going to be an interesting clash of styles with Vancouver's kind of counterattacking Atlanta's possession. Christian, what do you think?
You can still go. I can still go? All right, go. So I'm thinking that Atlanta wins this 3-1 on the road.
3-1 on the road. All right, so there you have it. Next match we have is the Seattle Sounders hosting Orlando City. 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Christian, nope, I'm going to go first this time. Still getting used to the new format. I think Seattle ultimately wins this 3-1. Seattle still only has 1 loss on the season. It was to LAFC, the best team in the league, so that's something to hang their hat on. They beat a good Houston side at home. It's obviously great getting Rui Diaz back for them, but they haven't exactly, he didn't exactly look great in that match. And so there's a slight concern there, but obviously, it's good that they got to win and they continue to keep that ball rolling. Christian, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I just think Seattle at home, they're just going to be, they don't have to do the traveling that Orlando had to do this week. And even though both are playing midweek games, Seattle are at home for a 2nd consecutive game. They just beat one of the best teams in MLS in Houston, in my opinion. Well, statistically, maybe not on the...
I think they're top 5, so
but,
yeah.
Yeah, okay. But at home, just Orlando is going to be exhausted. I wouldn't be surprised to see them rotate their squad pretty heavily this week and just look to the next game. And Seattle's going to walk away with this one. And I'm thinking 3 goals, probably victory, 3-0 or 4-1.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. 3-1 victory for Seattle as well. And that's a fantastic point. I had that noted as well. Orlando cross-country road trip. It's one of the longest road trips in MLS, getting from, the south of Florida up to the Pacific Northwest. And so that's going to take a toll on them. Meanwhile, Nani was injured last week. I don't know if he's going to be back. And they're creating chances, Orlando is, but they're just not finishing. Dom Dwyer missed an absolute sitter. They haven't scored in 2 matches. They only have 2 free kick goals, no set piece goals. They're only scoring 1.2 goals per game, and Seattle's got one of the best defenses in the league, and so that's why I think Seattle gets a comfortable victory here. I do want to shout out Brian Rowe. He's played very well for Orlando in net. Christian, something else to add?
Even that being said, I want to take into consideration that they only lost 1-0 out on the road at Atlanta last week, right? They were on the road.
Yep.
At the weekend, so that is nothing to laugh at or scoff at in any way. So they're going to be in this game for at least part of the game, and then I think it's just going to fall apart late when they're chasing.
Yep, absolutely. So look for that to happen. Final match of the midweek games. Thursday, May 16th, LAFC is hosting FC Dallas, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Christian, what's going to happen here?
Well, of the midweek games, I think this is the one to watch the most. I think LAFC are the most talented team, both on the roster, on the pitch, just watching their incredible fluidity that they attack with. Yes, maybe defensively they can be a little bit leaky at times, but not too much. I guess not really, yeah.
Yeah, they're the best defensive team. They're the best defensive team in the league.
I think that's because
conceded
they pretty much always have the ball, I feel like, when I watch them. So it's not like they are being forced to defend a lot.
Well, I think Walker Zimmerman, Beta Shore, and who's the other outside back? Jordan Harvey. Like, they have some of the most talented backs in the league, too. So I don't know. I think you're selling them short a little bit.
Okay, maybe. But I guess. All right. I am sorry, but I don't think that they are the best defense in the league, and that's where I'm going to stand on that. I think that they are an incredibly talented side with possession, like I was explaining earlier, and they just create an incredible amount of chances. It's just frightening how much chances they get in a game. Shots on goal, it's just insane to me. Something I haven't seen with an MLS team in quite some time. Even Atlanta last year were incredible in the attack, but this team is a different monster altogether.
Yeah, they can beat you in so many different ways. I mean, Vela kind of has that Giovinco aspect about him where he can beat you off the dribble. He can beat you with a long-range shot. He can beat you with a free kick. He can pass through you. And then they have other attackers that can supplement that. And so, yeah, this team is historic from an LA perspective. Anything you want to add on the Dallas front? I mean, what can they do to stay in this game?
I mean, Dallas are not a bad team, obviously. Did they beat Houston last week?
No, Houston played Seattle.
No, the week before. I know that they had the all Dallas.
Yeah, I think they won 2-1, or they lost 2-1.
Well, no,
whatever.
This is good. No, they lost 2-1 in Houston. Okay. So, sorry. That is one of the best teams in the West as well. So I think even on the road, Dallas have the tools to be competitive in any game. Sure. I still think Dallas go in and lose 3-1.
2-0 to LAFC. That is it. That has been the Quick Kick Picks presented by Bros Talking Soccer. There we go. We got a second whistle. The ref really wants this to be over. Go enjoy MLS midweek action. We'll be back with another video. We'll try to do better next time, have a little bit more flow. Hopefully you enjoyed this new format. If not, let us know. Actually, let us know either way because we appreciate any sort of feedback. Christian, anything else you want to add?
Let's see some midweek.
All right. Go enjoy it, everyone. We'll talk to you soon.